I don't know how to build one in here because this is all different.
When you say different, what do you mean by that?
Yeah,
Well, I'm used to access, like full access, where I can go into the transaction log and I can add a log if I want to.
Oh, well, you can. You brought up the form transaction log. If you right to the table, you do mean?
Yeah.
You mean right to here.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now it should come up.
Okay.
Why does it take so long to run the queries now?
It's running against my machine, so you know.
Oh, okay.
Thomas, did you have to make any database changes or anything?
I did have to make some database changes. Nothing crazy though.
Okay, see, it didn't add it.
Yeah, so that add is a checkbox.
Yeah, and then it's supposed to, when I check that and I click add Kanban, it's supposed to take that entry that I checked, and it's supposed to build that Kanban in the Kanban list. And then when I hit import again, then it has something to post it to. Does that make sense?
Well, if you have it checked off here, it will show up on a different screen to post.
Well, when I check it off and then I close the screen and I click add Kanban, when it closes and then I click this, it'll run a query and it'll build an open Kanban in here. And then when I hit import again, see, the reason it's sitting in here is because it doesn't have anything in the Kanban list to match it to.
Okay.
So when I click this and I hit add Kanban, it builds a Kanban in the Kanban list. And then when I hit import again, now it has something to match it to, and then it'll disappear off this list, and then we'll see it posted on production.
Well, okay.
Am I explaining that clearly?
Yeah, so, well, this is connected to a SQL database, so Access might not refresh the screens as fast as, like it did before. If you close the table that was opened, will it show whatever was added?
Well, so technically I should be able to find it in here.
Okay.
And it doesn't find any. So it's not taking.
Try closing the screen and reopening it. I think that's what Thomas is saying. See if that makes a difference. So just bring up the Kanban list and see if you can find it now after closing it.
No.
Okay.
There should be a query for add Kanban. And then that query is what takes it from that list and builds it into the Kanban list.
But it's all executed from that import button, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So like once that list comes up of stuff that's unable to post and that button changes to add Kanban, once you click anything in that window and go back and hit add Kanban, all those are then to be built into the Kanban list as open orders. And then once you hit import again, it'll then take those orders that couldn't be posted and match it with the open orders and make them produced, and then you'll see them on the production log.
Okay.
I'll let it run again, see what happens. Let's see if it picks up that one from the transaction log that you had entered. Or if that's the one that didn't, or if something was bad, and please check data. All right, so here's the one that you added.
Yeah, see how it says post Kanban not found? That's saying that it went through the Kanban list and there's no orders to connect it to. There's no open orders to connect it to.
So it creates the order in the background?
Yeah. The best way is to show you how it works. I don't know if...
I have the access version if you want
to.
Yeah.
Here's the one connected to the access version where I made no changes. So.
Okay. And then I just need the transaction log.
Yep,
that's that, right?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so okay, so we'll just do mine for an example. Okay, so when well, they're both clicks, so we'll just do those first two. So when those two are checked, and then I X out of the screen, and this button changes to add Kanbans. When I click that, it's going to run a query where it'll actually build those two Kanbans in the Kanban list as open orders.
Okay.
And then when that button changes back to import and I click it, they should disappear off of that screen that we just saw them on, and they'll show up here on production. Well, one of them will at least, because the date was for the 8th. I didn't look and see what the other date was. Okay, so when I hit import, mine, the one I built, should definitely have disappeared. Okay, so you see how that one's gone?
Sure.
And then if I just move this down, there it is.
Okay.
It won't post it to this production screen unless it has an order in the Kanban list to post it to.
Okay, and the Kanban list is that TBL transaction log that you manually entered a row into.
No, no. That's the transaction log. That is that's all the orders that come through on the gun. There should be.
There's a Kanban table in there, Thomas, right there.
Yeah, right here. And that's the table that I import my open triggers to every morning. That the attachments I sent you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's where they go. And those attachments, that attachment that I sent you, most of the orders will be on there. Anything that shows up on this screen, it's either like a 70 million or a 90 million number, or something went wrong with the scan, like the missing employee ID numbers. So unless it's complete and they can find it in the Kanban list, it'll post on production. Otherwise, it'll go on this screen here, and then we got to figure out why.
Sure. Okay. I'll look at why the second half of that isn't working.
Okay.
Why it's not posting up. All right. I guess we should look at the shipping.
Okay.
Shipping manifest. I'll say, you want to take control?
Sure. So in these screens, what we would usually do is we just say get Kanban, and it'll go through the transaction log, and anything that's posted, I wonder if I can makeshift one to test it out.
You're in the Access version again. Oh no, you're back.
No, this is the SQL. Yeah. But you're in a view for the transaction log. I'm hoping it's pointed at the same table.
Am I okay?
Well, we'll see.
Oh no, wait, no, I can't put a destination in here, can I?
Okay. All right. Let me take control of the mouse.
Okay.
Was it this one?
Yes, that's the one. Thank you. I'm just going to lie and say that we posted it and see if it'll override it.
Okay.
No, see, for some reason it won't.
Open that table again. You may not have saved that record because you stayed on that row.
Oh, it doesn't automatically save?
Sometimes SQL's funny. At least it is in SQL Studio. If you don't get off the row, then it doesn't save it. I'm not saying that's going to be the case here, but it's possible. No, we'll save it.
Sure.
Okay, so see, it pulled this in. Why, though? I'm going to change the destination just because there's two Vancouvers, so I want to make sure I'm pulling. Okay, yeah, see, when I hit get Kanban, it's supposed to take anything that's scanned for shipping for that destination and post it. Let me see if it's showing up on the list. Yeah. See, it's listing it. It knows it's there for shipping, but it's not.
It's because it doesn't have a matching, what?
No,
matching
because
Kanban?
see, I lied. See the posted? I said that it did post. So when I hit Get Kanbans, it'll go through a series of questions, and one of them is it posted to production? So it'll look through the transaction log, and it'll see if there's a Y under posted, and then the next step is to see if there's a quantity that it posted as. I basically lied to the system and told him, yeah, it's posted for 200 pieces. Now move on to the shipping portion. But it's not taking it from shipping and putting it.
Okay.
And it's not putting the destination either on that list.
Can I add a new Kanban like this?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then what would I click here? Import? Or
no. To build it?
Yeah.
You would just double click on it.
Okay.
And then go to scanner log. And then build it.
And it should have the matching Kanban number. Could you fill in the rest of this, with the correct item code and whatnot?
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, I hate this screen. So now if we go in here and we hit import, that one should produce because we built it in the scanner log and we have an open Kanban.
Okay.
Nope. It did not post. But it's saying it did.
Okay.
So there's a discrepancy here somewhere. See, when we do that, it should show up on the production screen, and then on the Kanban list, instead of saying opened, it should say produced.
Here in the status, it should say produced.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then next to that where it says produced, it should say 5. I mean, that's not the one you built, but.
No, let me find it. Doesn't even show up. No, is it because it's?
Try all.
It's already,
Yep.
Yeah, it's produced. There's produced. Oh, so it does show produced. That's good.
It didn't say produced before, so maybe if you go back into produced goods now, it'll show.
Okay. Do you think because we started it from the transaction log first without having a Kanban for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8?
Well, the problem is, though, is my scan guns are going to bring these numbers in from the floor.
Okay.
So I have to have that add Kanban screen.
I think what Tom was getting at is, are the orders in there prior to the scans being done?
Most of them are, but like I said, any like 70 millions and 90 millions, those are customer orders, and those come in throughout the day. So those I have to build by hand. Well, theoretically.
And they're triggered from the gun?
Yeah, my guns are able to build Kanbans right out on the floor. So they'll scan the entire order. They'll scan the Kanban number, the part code, the destination, the quantity. And so when it comes into us, we have all the information. We just need to add it to the Kanban list and build it.
Okay.
I used to have to enter them all manually, and I was like days behind just because it took forever. So when Jeff originally did this program, he made the checkbox for me that would automatically just add them to the list, and then I could import them.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see if the other one shows up, the other one that said it was produced. Not found.
There's yours.
Oh, there it is. Yep, you're right.
So it's showing for Alberta's, and it's showing it's posted. So if we go in and we put a ship date of today, you can see if it'll pull it. You have to put the ship date in through the Kanban list.
Go ahead, you can take control.
Okay.
I'm stepping away for a minute. I'll be right back.
Sure.
So now if I hit this, it should show a ship date of 8/8, and it should still be on that list because we haven't pulled it into a shipping manifest yet. See, 8/8/2016, 7 a.m. So now if we pull Alberta's today,
Okay.
It should come up.
Oh, okay.
Yep, there it is.
Okay, that's good.
Yep.
That's good. All right. Let's look at the employees. There were some things on the employees that you had.
Mhm.
All right, let's see, employee list. That's where I'm going.
Can we how hard is it to move the order around?
On this screen?
Yeah. Can you show me the old Access program again?
Sure. This is the Access version.
Okay. Just the way that it's set up with employee, and the only reason I ask this, I'm not being nitpicky, is a lot of my employees that I have to train on this database, they're not computer savvy. Mm-hmm. So they've pretty much memorized how this layout is, and they just go based off that. So can we set it up where it's employee ID and employee name, like in those orders? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Was it different on the other one?
Yeah.
Was it name first?
No, it was employee ID. Employee name, ATO, status, yep.
Let me bring this down a little bit.
Oh, no, base rate, then status. And then start date, or no, inactive, then start date. Yep, that's perfect. Thank you.
Let me see if it. Let me just make sure it saves. It
Okay.
says it wants to save, but you know, it's one of those
yeah.
things. Okay.
It's
so
just that. Thank you. Yes, thank you. I'm sorry. My guys are so used to it a certain way.
Yep, not a problem.
And then does it show the active ones first and then the inactives, or?
Yeah, that was the first thing I listed. So it's filtered or sorted by the active ones on the top.
Yep.
You can see here's inactives.
And then inactive. Yep. Perfect. Perfect.
It's also an alphabetical.
Yep. Yep. Thank you.
Oh, and on that same list, the inactive column should be checkboxes. So.
Yes.
This is checkboxes.
So then if we deactivate somebody, we would just check the box, exit out, and then they should be off the list.
Yeah, so I checked off Alan Thomas. If I close it and reopen, it should
he's gone.
Below.
Yep.
Oops, I went too far. No, I didn't.
A little further. Oh no, where is he?
Right here.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
Yeah, with the screen lag, I was clicking too fast. Okay, so then under employee hours,
it
was the same thing. The active employees at the top.
Okay.
And if I keep going down, we should see the inactives.
So can we put in hours for Anna Salcedo, and then that way we can test employee pay since we just posted something under her name?
Yep, go ahead. You take control.
Okay. So if I go back in here, she should have hours. Yep. And then if I go into employee pay and I build it for today, okay, that's perfect. Oh, well, it didn't like that.
Well, I might have had a break point. There might be one of those ghost break points. I'm just going to hit continue. it's running. Are we on the right one? Let me close the access. Yeah, let me close the access version to make sure.
Okay.
It's running. Let me just double check. Is it done?
No.
Is it done? I'm not. Okay.
Is it running? Because I don't see anything running.
I don't think it's running. Let's stop on it. What did you click? Create? Was the button?
Yeah, it was create.
Looks like it's done.
No, it didn't do anything. Basically, what's come up is production date would show 8/8/2016. Product code would show that product number that we typed in. Pay rate, I don't even know what the pay rate is, and quantity would be 5, and it would total it out, and it would give a price.
Okay.
Do you want to, I know you just closed the access program. Do you want me to show you, though, how it should come up?
Yep. Okay. This is the access.
Okay. Okay, see how it came up?
Okay. And what's that linking up? What is that product code?
That's a 2-inch-05. So that's just like one of our product codes that we have in it, and the pay rate is 3 1/4 cents, and times 200 pieces is a total of $6.50. So then when I sum it, it'll determine if she made piece rate or not, which she won't.
Was this added here because it was on the other Kanban?
Yeah, that was the one that I built.
Okay.
Actually, my hours didn't fill in for some reason. Oh, because I put 8 breaks in. That's better. So now when I hit sum, it'll say, no, you didn't make enough pieces. So she only made $6.50 worth of pieces. Mm-hmm. So we'll pay her the base rate of $55.13, and that's what it gives her for a total for the day.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so I would have to build the Kanban first and have it in the produced list and whatnot, and then you can enter the.
Yeah, basically what happens is everything that gets scanned out on the floor comes into the computer, gets filtered in by the employees, and then it'll get posted under their names. And then every following Monday, we run payroll. So they'll have all their production posted per day. We'll put in hours in the employee hours, and then we'll pull pay sheets. And those pay sheets are what goes to the temp services for them to get paid.
I just want to go through that first part because that seems like that's the most critical part of. It's like the first step of getting all these dominoes set up so it can roll through the system.
Exactly.
If I go to if I'm going to enter this from the beginning, if I want to, simulate scanning with the scan gun, I want to first I'm going to update the transaction log.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll say what column is this? Postage. What should I put for postage? Yes?
No. Well, if you want to test it out in the produced goods, leave it blank.
Okay, so I would just fill out the production date?
Yeah, and then just go over to destination and put a destination in it. And if you want to test out shipping, put a shipping date in it.
Okay. Here under ship date?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you can put that ship date in even before the order is produced, because he's doing all it prior to the order being produced. Right?
Yeah, you can put it before.
Okay.
Okay, so I updated the log, and now I'm going to go to produced goods.
Yeah, because there's sometimes that the boxes make it down to the shipping lane and they weren't scanned. So my shipper actually is able on our scan guns to build it first and then ship it, because they can't ship it unless it's built on the transaction log.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm gonna check off the one that I just added as add, and I'm gonna close it.
And you hit add Kanbans, right?
Yep. Oh, excuse you.
Then you're supposed to get a screen there?
Nope, you would have to hit import again. And then it should disappear off the list and appear in production.
It's still running. Okay, so it's not on the list anymore.
Is it on your produced goods? Oh, yep.
Oh, did I click too fast?
Yeah. Relish.
Okay, yeah.
Fell left.
Okay. All right. I think I have enough to go with. I have to make that first part work with with adding them. It's probably what it runs a whole set of queries, so I'm sure one of them is just not working.
Well, no, you just did it. It just worked.
Well, this is the access side.
Oh, I'm getting so confused on what screen we're on.
Yep. I wanted to see it go through the process.
Oh, okay.
But that that did work on the SQL side when I added something to the log. Put a ship date.
Okay.
Exactly how I sound after a long day.
He just woke up from his nap.
How's he doing anyways?
Huh?
How's he doing?
He's good. He was 6 months. Yes, he just turned 6 months yesterday. Time is flying by.
Well, you had a tough time delivering him, right?
Well, it wasn't the delivery that was the trouble. It was right before.
Right before?
My body pretty much, yeah, my body pretty much was shutting down on me, and they just had to get him out immediately.
Yeah. So how early was he?
He was 5 weeks early.
Oh, and he's doing okay now, huh?
Yeah, actually, he never even spent a minute in NICU. He was perfectly fine. They were. It was pretty much just me who was the problem.
Yeah.
So he's still tiny, but that's fine by me. Put you in your walker.
This whole thing's recorded too, Thomas. So I'll send you a link and you can download it and reference it.
Okay, that'd be great.
Yeah.
When I was looking at this, kind of with no background to it, I was just kind of stumbling through this. I would kind of click things, and it would be, it would go to the next screen where maybe it would got an error before. I'd clear it up until I could get to the next screen, and I would be like, I think it worked.
Yeah.
No.
The application.
I really appreciate this.
Yeah, we'll get it working.
Because we already have a bad transaction log right now on ours, and it hasn't affected anything yet, but it's only a matter of time.
Well, how do you know it's bad?
When you see it, you can tell it's bad, and then it won't let you delete it.
Oh, you can't delete the item?
Nope, it won't allow it. So it disappeared off the list, but it didn't post it.
Yeah, so there's a whole. I was looking at the code behind this, and there's a whole set of queries that it runs. So
yeah.
There's no, when a query fails, it doesn't return an error message most of the time if it's not, or if it doesn't have an error message, maybe it just didn't find any results. It'll just keep going. Maybe one of those is not right, because there were a lot of little changes I had to make to get things working.
Yeah.
But if something isn't, I kind of probably just have to tap something with a hammer, but to find it's the hard part. So I have something to go with now. So I guess we can probably end the meeting, and I need to make this first part work for the rest of it to have hope of working.
There's one thing I did want to ask. Now that I'm back to 3 shifts, is there a way that you can write it into the program? You used to have it this way, where if it was between the hours of 7 and 3, it went to first shift, like shift A. If it was between the hours of 3 and 11, it went to shift B. And then from 11 to 7, it went to shift C. And now that's just A and B. Can we take it back down to 3 shifts? I'm just not sure. I found the query that it's written in, but I don't understand it, so I don't know how to change it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see why not.
Okay.
Can you add an email, shoot an email to all of us, and with the request in there, and
sure.
Maybe what screens you see that on, or where you need it added.
Okay. Yeah, I got to go back in and find it, but I can definitely find that again, and I can shoot in an email. Sorry.
Okay.
I think it was all related to that fix function, Thomas. I remember seeing that in one of the queries when it was calculating the shift based on that function. That doesn't work with SQL.
Yeah. Yeah. There were a lot of things I found that were really just slightly off, just because it was the SQL needed to be changed a little bit, or the way Access saw the SQL table.
Okay. Well, everybody keeps telling me SQL's supposed to be better, so I'm excited to use it.
Yeah, with the Access one, if you have a corrupt table, like it sounds like you have now, you'll have some strange things. Have you run a repair and compact on the database?
Oh yeah, I've done it all. This is not the first time either that we've gotten a corrupted entry. And I mean, this time, luckily, it hasn't affected anything yet. But we used to get transaction logs that had Chinese lettering throughout the entire log.
Yep.
And it literally it was like a virus that just spread throughout the database, and we couldn't do anything.
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm okay ending the meeting here.
The conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, little man. Okay, so I guess that's it for tonight. I'll wrap this up. I'll send you both a link to the video, and I'm going to
okay.
touch, Deanna.
Thank you for all the help.
Right. Okay, bye now.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Have a good night.